without having one of those Swiffer brooms. Now, for me, I have the authentic Swiffer sweepers. The only reason why I have it is because I had extra lying around, but I would highly recommend using generic ones. You can find some at CVS, you can find some at Walmart, and you can also find them at Daiso, dollars, which is like a basically the Japanese dollar store, or I think you can even find this at Dollar Tree. I'm not too sure, but I think so. Now, what I would recommend is if you do have this, right? And let's say you don't want to have the Swiffer sweeper thing. I think this costs like additional $8 or so. I would recommend use what you got. Now, for me, I don't have one of those things. I could, use it by hand if I wanted to. And the reason why I like this is that because it picks up hair, you can see over here. But what I do is I actually use a broom, and all I do is I just push it over here. I open it up. Hold on. Let me try to do this with more than one hand over here. Put this over here, and then I'll just go like this, and then I'll just move it around. See that? So this is what I do instead of having the broom, my bad, the broom, and then after I use it all around, right? Just like a regular Swiffer, because I don't want to just have only one side used, I actually will flip it over like this, same thing, and then use it over here. Now I do want to share this frugal tip. If you guys find that it's relatively clean, you can just remove the hairs over the trash can and reuse it. I have known some people who do rewash it. I have actually rewashed this by hand, but for me, when I use it, there's just so much dirt, and because I have a whole bunch, I don't actually rewash it. But you can rewash it. Just rewash it using Dawn dish detergent. That's what I use. I always use the blue one. If you guys want to be like super cheap, you can do it. But and it won't break apart. So after you wash it by hand, right? If you do want to reuse it, if you do want to rewash it, you can just let it air dry. And I remember I had one, I think I washed it for about 10 times and it still worked. And the reason why I got rid of it is because I thought, oh, I don't want to keep rewashing it. But I just wanted to tell you, you can reuse it, you can rewash it because it has this like electromagnetic kind of thing. I do recommend using Swiffers if you guys are lazy, because instead of having to get the dustpan or the dustpan with the broom and sweep, 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 this is kind of like a one pass kind of thing. And I was looking at some house cleaning websites, for housekeepers. They use these Swiffers because when you are getting paid, let's say $200 to clean a house, you don't really care about 15 cents or 50 cents or however much this thing costs. For Daiso, which is the Japanese Dollar Tree, I think it comes in a pack of, I want to say 30 or 40 for $1.50. So if you, let's say it was $30, 30 of these each, and it's $1.50, what is that, 5 cents or so, right? So you get quite your money's worth over there. Daiso is a really good place, and I could buy the Daiso versions after I'm done with this, but since I have so many of them, yeah, I just use this. So I do use both sides. I highly recommend it, but you don't need to buy Swiffers. You can buy the generic instead. The generic Daiso one, I have used that. I think it works well, for the job if you're doing light cleaning. But of course, if you're doing heavy duty, I wouldn't recommend it. I just use these Swiffers as like one of those like daily maintenance kind of things. So because I'm always sweeping, I don't really have too much to worry about. But I would really recommend using the Swiffer sweeper if you do have pets, if you do have dogs or cats, because these things just make cleanup so much easier. It doesn't seem like it, but if you want to be on top of, let's say, dog hair or cat hair, if you have a Swiffer, you can go around, the apartment or the house or a room in like 1 or 2 minutes flat. And afterwards, all the hair, like you can see over here, it just gets trapped. It doesn't move. See this? So let's say I was sweeping around, right? Let's just give an example here, right? Let's say I was sweeping around over here. Because of, I think it's called electricity, it just sticks. And that's really, really handy. See? Okay, you guys, that's all I wanted to say. That was my little frugal tip for today. I hope this was helpful. I'll put a link in the description below if you guys do want to check out the Swiffer sweepers. But as I mentioned before, I highly recommend buying generics instead of this name brand stuff. See ya.